What is up, guys? In today's video I'm gonna be telling you guys what the best settings are in Minecraft. So this is if you want smooth gameplay, doing videos that are smooth, just anything like that. The best controls. So let's get right into it. So first of all, you want to go settings. So in accessibility, which is the first setting, you want text-to-speech off unless you're unless you want it on. But personally, I like it off. And then right here, I would recommend hiding sky flashes and removing block disarray because it's just my opinion. I don't really like these. The darkness effect strength, put that on 0 so it doesn't get as dark when the warden darkens your vision. And then you want plant strength on 100 and plant speed on 100. And then what you want to do next is go to user interface right here. Action bar background opacity, you want that on 100%, so don't keep it on 50, 90, and just 100%. And then the chat background opacity, you want that at 0. Same for text background opacity. And then you want to go to chat message duration. You want to put that on 3 seconds. That's the best for me. And toast is 3 seconds as well. And then GUI scale modifier, I'd put that on 50, but that just makes it the smallest option, so you can move faster. But that's only on mouse and keyboard to move faster and better. But you can choose whatever you want on this. 75, 100, whatever, but I usually like 50. Now, if you're on keyboard and mouse, you want to go ahead and do these settings real quick. I'm not gonna go over all of them, just because there's some people here that don't have keyboard and mouse and don't want this. So I'm just gonna go over all of them real quick, and you can do whatever you want with them. You can pause the video if you are on keyboard and mouse, and you want more controls. Here are everything. Okay, so now we go ahead to wireless controller. What you want to do is put the camera sensitivity on 100 and the spyglass thumping on 15. Because you don't really want the spyglass to not move as much, basically. And camera sensitivity on 100 because it's faster, and it's still kind of slow if you put it on 100. But yeah, there's no other thing. Okay, so what you want to do is put the first 2 on off, then the third one on, and then the fourth one is off. Fifth is, well, you can do this if you want to. This clears your hotbar if you press square while you're in creative. But you can do whatever you want to. I want to keep this on. And then the next 2 are don't touch them. They make the game weird. And then on the next one, you want to do 80. That's gonna be a little hard to get used to, but it is just the best choice for me. And then for jump, you want X. And then for drop, I personally put R3, but that's just personal. No one really uses that. You can do whatever you want on this. And then attack, R2. Place, L2, crafting. You don't want a button for that. Then inventory is going to be triangle, and then stock on item left is going to be L1, then right is R1, And then, oh my god. And then toggle perspective, I usually put it on square. You want that on square because, well, yeah, square is good. And then for sneak, I use circle, you can do whatever. For sprint, I use L3. And then for the mob effects or just effects, I use D-pad left. And then for the chat button, I use the map button, which is the big button on your controller. And then for walk forwards, I use D-pad up, just in case I wanna walk exactly forward while I'm playing. And then for pick block, I do D-pad right, identifies D-pad down. And then you want to go to general, and once you go there, you enable cross platform play. You want to turn that on just in case you want to play Donut SMP or any of those SMPs. And then automatically update content packs. I recommend you to have that on. And then tutorial, you should have that on if you're new to the game, but if you already know all the basics and stuff, you can keep that off. Then allow trusted skins, I would put that on off, but you can do whatever. Then filtered profanity, I put that on off, but if you like can't see swear words, if you don't want to see swear words on if you don't want to see swear words in chat, just turn this off or on. But I personally have it off. And then lower frame rate when controller is disconnected. This bugs out a little bit, so I would put this on off. And then the rest is just useless. So let's move on to video. So basically, in-game graphics mode switching, I put this on so you can change between vibrant visuals and classic game and all that. And then if you go down, I would put this personally on fancy. You could do whatever. This is not really like, so you can just copy all of this, like 36 chunks, beautiful skies on, smooth lighting on, and then anti-aliasing on 16, which is the max. And then frame rate limit, you can do that on whatever, but I have it on 60 FPS because, yeah, I have it on 60 FPS. And then this is really crucial. You want to have your brightness on 100 so you can see better, but it doesn't really blind you or anything. It just makes it better. So you don't need to get used to it or anything. It's just like something subtle that helps you a lot. And then what you want to do is go to render clouds. I personally have this off. And then fancy leaves, you want to have this on so you can see through the leaves. And fancy bubbles is on. You want to have both of these on just to make the game look like better. And then this doesn't matter, you can just change this. And then hide hand, you don't want to have that on. You want to hide the paper doll. The paper doll is basically the thing on the top left showing you what you do, but that's my personal setting. And then hide HUD, you don't want to have that on unless you are doing a video where you need everything off your screen, like the hotbar and everything in your hand. So HUD opacity, I put that on 100. Split screen, that's when you have split screen with your like friends or cousins. But I have that on 100 too because, yeah. And then the FOV, it's either 90 or 110. You can choose whatever, but it genuinely is kind of hard to get used to. But trust me, if you get used to it, you'll have like the best gameplay ever. And then all the extra 4 is going to be on right here. They're off, I mean. And then you want to go down to UI scale modifier. This is still gonna be 75 for me. Then for the split screen, I usually put horizontal. And then for the extra large UI, that's gonna be no. And then this one is another crucial one. You want to have the screen animations on off because it just makes it slower when you open up your inventory. And then view bobbing is when your hand moves around when you're walking, but I personally have that off. And then the damage tilt, this is another crucial one. You either want to put it on 0 or 1. I usually put it on 1 just so I know when I get damaged. But yeah. And then camera shake is off. Outline selection is another one that's really crucial. This one is on. And then we're gonna go ahead and move on to audio. Now, I'm gonna let you choose for yourself, but these are personally my stuff. So I have music on 0, global on 100, and sound on 100, and environmental audio on 0 because, I mean, let's be honest, who wants to hear those cave noises when they're in the cave, those scary cave noises? And then I have blocks on 50, hostile mods on 100, family on 40, other players on 100, then musical blocks like jukeboxes on 100, and the weather is on 32 for me. And then text to speech is 0 because I don't really want text to speech. And then if we go ahead, well, we don't need a count. We don't really need a count, but if we go ahead to not global resources. Okay, yeah, we're basically done right here. So global resources is just like your texture packs and everything. I usually put the normal texture packs that I have, but you can put whatever, the old one, the newly worked on, and the storage is just all your stuff. And then language, you should put on English and whatever. And you're basically done right here. You have all the settings. If you found this helpful, please like and subscribe, because I'd really appreciate that, and I'm trying to reach 30 subscribers. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye bye.